I hope he will definitely stay humble as he is right now, which is something really good and not really easy to do when you have a lot of fame, you know?
To some, he's the greatest Counter-Strike player in the world.
Continuing to try and find more ground, continuing to try and find kills from In the Flames! You can burn the man alive, but he's burnt the round to a crisp! As ZywOo has to shine through in a 1-on-2. He's got the first, he's got the second! ZywOo's a god! He is above anything Ashes can create!
To others, he's the savior his region has been waiting for.
Well, they're anticipating Banana from the looks of it. Got four over here. It's going to be ZywOo that rings out first. Second.
He's had enough.
He's going to keep going through it. He doesn't really care, does
There's
he?
four here again. He wants the ball. Get him out of here.
He's the closer.
But to everyone else, he's simply known as ZywOo.
ZywOo, a man of few words. What have you got to say about winning this game?
No.
I love it. Consistent. You can't fault that.
So who is this 19-year-old phenom, and how did he skyrocket to superstardom in the span of literally 1 year? Well, as it turns out, some of the hype surrounding this prodigious up-and-comer has a lot to do with his nationality. It has to do with the fact that he's French. Of all the regions to ever clash in the arena of Counter-Strike, none are as stubborn, as insular, and as downright infantile as the French.
So French CS can be described in two different ways. On one hand, you have some of the greatest gods to play the game, right? Shox, Kenny S, Scream, and on paper, they have some of the best players in the world. On the other hand, you also have a group of divas who for some reason just can't get along, and it's always been this way.
For nearly a decade, France and Belgium stood atop the world of competitive Counter-Strike. Despite arriving onto the scene rather late, the release of Source called the region to action like never before. By 2007, they'd earned their first world championship in 1.6, and by the turn of the decade, had created some of Source's biggest stars.
Tu pouvais perdre 8 ou 9-0. C'est con, hein, mais tu sais que t'allais gagner la map. Tu le savais. Genre, t'avais pas peur, t'étais pas paniqué, t'étais pas... Bah, ils ont mis des rounds, bon, tu regardais tes potes, bon... C'est bon là, on y va là, on peut y aller? Allez, vas-y, go. Et on gagne tout le temps, quoi.
Come the much-anticipated release of CSGO in 2012, French CS had started to solidify itself as a world power. Soon, Shox and Kenny S, two of the region's Source prodigies, had taken the new game by storm.
Gets finished off, in comes Kenny S. Oh my god, Kenny S with 3 insane kills! And he has time.
Wait, are you telling me he's going to win the round?
Has he got time? Yeah, he's got time. Unbelievable.
By 2014, the Happy-led LDLC had earned France their inaugural major win.
This is all on Get Right. Might be the perfect man to have left here. Trying to walk in. Pacing himself. He's going to spot MBK first. He goes at LDLC. They pick it up. Look at that. They can hardly believe it. They're hugging each other, and it must be an unreal sensation. And the crowd will stand up and recognize LDLC in their performance.
And by 2015, Kenny, arguably the greatest player ever to touch the game up to that point, led his region to a much-anticipated repeat.
So, Happy going for an aggressive peek? Sure, why not? Seized is gone now. 4 players remain here for Na'Vi, and they're going to be pressing onto this site, and it's an ideal situation for them, but MBK removes Zeus, and it's not looking good.
Oh, and a second headshot there. Flamey gonna be gone. Hiroshima, and there's the definitive down. Envy winning the last major of 2015 and the second title in a row here for 3 of these players. The first for Kenny and Apex. What a victory.
To outsiders, it seemed like the French scene was a force to be reckoned with, a wellspring of wild and explosive talent. The only issue was everything happening behind the scenes.
La fin s'est mal terminée malheureusement. On a eu des problèmes internes qu'on n'a pas su gérer. J'ai pas du tout vu le truc arriver. Donc le kick a été le plus dur de toute ma carrière, sans hésiter. J'en ai été relativement malade, j'en ai beaucoup pleuré. Enfin ouais, c'était vraiment dur.
Over time, the French rosters became notorious for their infighting and internal disputes. Despite being world-class competitors, it seemed as if they were constantly engaged in a never-ending sea of squabbles, grudges, and blood feuds.
There was a, not gonna say a riot, but there was a problem in the team where Shox just wanted to take the leadership and
as a team, we all agreed that it was something needed to make a big change in the team, so we changed and like scrambled all our city positions. Sharks made his calls on the T side, and it went well online. We had some pretty good results. We managed to qualify for ESL, ESEA. We were winning games, so it was okay, but on the long term, sadly, Sharks cannot work as a name game leader because it's going to be all very much dependent on his form, and if he starts going down, he's going to bring the whole team with him. So it's something that we couldn't get on the long term.
It didn't take long for the scene to start rotting from the inside out. God knows they had all the ingredients for a super team, several of them probably, but since they refused to go international and so-and-so wouldn't play with so-and-so, well, the scene remained maddeningly stagnant. By the time the French orchestrated their third major shuffle in early 2017, it felt as if it were all too little, too late.
Yeah, so that super team didn't really pan out at all. Despite Kenny S and Shox being on the same team, two of the greatest French players to ever do it, they just weren't able to turn on at the same time. When the team finally broke up in 2018, it kind of just cemented the fact that the French at this point were just stubborn.
Slowly but surely, this storied region sank into darkness, disrepute, and despair. The consensus was that, thanks to their squabbling, the French had squandered their time in the sun. By 2018, Happy's awe-inducing ace, Scream's mythical one-taps, and Kenny's literal godhood were nothing but distant memories. French CS was dead, and it would take nothing short of a miracle to bring it back to life. The kind of chosen one prophecy you would find in an anime. And lo and behold, that's exactly what it got.
So in 2018, French CS was arguably at its worst ever in CSGO. They failed to do anything at the majors, and they didn't really have a good year. Yet, while all of this was happening, there were these small murmurings from Reddit to Faceit of this young French kid who was just dumbing people online. His name was ZywOo, and people were kind of pointing out that he might just be the savior of French CS.
Now, as it turns out, Mathieu ZywOo Herbaut has been involved with Counter-Strike for a lot longer than you might think. You might even say it was meant to be.
Donc j'ai commencé à jouer à Counter-Strike à l'âge de 7 ans. J'ai commencé à regarder plutôt. Mon frère, mes cousins ont joué à ce jeu. Et j'ai directement accroché. Et dès qu'il a eu mon frère a eu son premier PC, j'ai commencé à geek avec lui sur Counter, et ça a commencé comme ça. Et puis mon frère joue toujours, je joue toujours, et voilà où j'en suis.
You see, ZywOo was born on November 9th, 2000, the same day that Counter-Strike saw its commercial release. Whether fate or coincidence, it's led the community to bestow the phenomenal Frenchman with a very special title, the Chosen One. It's fitting, since ZywOo isn't like other superstars. It didn't take him years of grinding to make a name for himself, crack into the top tier, and convince the community that he could dominate. It was clear from the get-go that this kid was born to play CS.
Je trouve que, franchement, c'est vraiment une belle anecdote. Que je trouve ça vraiment, franchement, je trouve ça marrant que les gens m'appellent comme ça, parce que c'est vraiment le hasard total que je sois né le même jour que Counter.
By the tail end of 2016, he tried his hand at the qualifiers for both ECS Season 2's Developmental League and DreamHack Masters Las Vegas before finishing 4th in the ESL Major Winter League. In the new year, he had a brief stint on eCorp before joining Y6.
Sure, ZywOo holds on to the A-bomb site, but he's gonna get pinched. He's still able to take 2 kills to his name, maybe a third as he sees the head of Zeus. The flashbang in his pocket, but he doesn't even need it. Just one after another, Gambit toppled towards the site, and it's back to the man advantage for Y6 to hang on to. Can they seal this out? Because it would be a great look for them moving forward.
Even pulling the crossfire as well. Adrian wants to commit towards the A site. He is going to be in a world of hurt with ZywOo under the balcony, holding the angle. He's spotted, but he's going to get the frag anyway.
Over the course of 2017, ZywOo began to amass something of a cult following. His eye-popping performances even earned him a trial run in Faceit Pro League. At just 16, he'd caught the attention of several important figures in the French community and was already regarded as a legend in the making. This kid was almost too good. Naturally, people started to speculate as to whether he was legit.
One thing you guys should know is he's aware of where everyone is. For sure, this guy is using wall hacks online. Look at the third kill. He pulls out a flash and sees that the guy is already out. Instant pre-fire. That literally explained this guy.
The issue was that since he'd yet to finish high school, ZywOo's mother encouraged him to defer his professional debut until he completed his studies. Even as teams became more and more interested in signing him, ZywOo chose to heed the advice of his mother and wait. In late 2017, the stack with which he was playing got picked up by Against All Authority. And under that banner, the French phenom bided his time, conjuring up frags that caused the Tier 1 orgs awaiting his coming of age to salivate. And then in October of 2018, ZywOo finally decided on the org with which he'd take Counter-Strike by storm, Team Vitality.
And I saw friends, energy, wisdom, hope, and diligence, a family.
Now, look, people expected ZywOo to be great, that he'd at least wake his region up from its unfortunate slumber. What they didn't expect is that he'd become a world-class superstar in a matter of months.
ZywOo's already here, charging on in, and he's going to find himself a third. The youngster, the new boy on the block, trying to make a name for himself. ZywOo's going to find absolutely everybody. He's going to get the ace. And that's the 12th round of Vitality.
After winning his first LAN at DreamHack Open Atlanta 2018, ZywOo entered 2019 as one of the hottest players in the game. But he was also among the shyest and most subdued prospects CS had ever seen.
And ZywOo, what is it like being in front of this amazing crowd?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, great stuff. We're going to head back over to you guys at the desk.
Despite failing to make top 8 at his first major in Katowice, his rating and repute continued to skyrocket.
FAMAS against 5 sets of AKs, Vitality looking to make it an 11-4 half. Ajoda trying to recover at 5 as ZywOo just melts straight through 2 here on the B bomb site. Sparrow tagged up. ZywOo finishes off a 3k for him. No damage done to the Vitality side. AWP and M4's taken out. ZywOo's going ham. And there's nothing AGO can do to stop it. On for the ace.
By CS Summit 4, he was making top tier rosters look like silvers.
It is ZywOo after all. He's got 100 HP, ultimately, but he has a Glock, and he's pretty close up, so let's see. That's a first kill. Oh my god. With on 1 HP, he's gonna find the flank. He's looking to the left. He's got 1 HP. He's got 1 HP. He can push and get it. He's playing with the headshot angle. There's a chance here. No! Oh my god, right in the body. He wins the 1v3. Henry. He's taking his headset off. He's standing up.
I mean, he's a madman.
Hand over mouth. He's about to leave.
But it was at none other than ESL 1 Cologne, the cathedral of Counter-Strike, that ZywOo came alive in a big way. By the end of groups, it had become apparent that this shy, reserved, giggly little French kid could actually be the single greatest Counter-Strike player in the world.
Reclaim the advantages, though, as Vitality have got a player towards top connector with ZywOo. On the other end of it is Crims in the corner. At this point, ZywOo, he always powers. Crims going to peek. Oh, what? How does ZywOo hit that? That is just unbelievable. Oh my god, this game is crazy.
ZywOo in with another shot. This man is delivering for Vitality into the
3 kills to Broland, and Zywoo will eventually drop him on the floor, but it has to be the 1v4 clutch from ZywOo. Nid comes in, barely enough health to survive here on Broland, but ZywOo wants to kill. There's the headshot, pulls it back. There's the open. ZywOo's got the triple. Crims is the last man standing, and there's time for the defuse. ZywOo wants to smoke the bomb. If you're Crims, you have to be scared, and ZywOo wins it. That is unbelievable from the young Frenchman.
Oh no, the bomb plant. It might be right in front. So, oh my god! He lines it up and shuts it down! And now we just need to wait. They can't plant the bomb anymore. Terry, there's no time. Oh, he does get it in the last possible second. And ZywOo is back for more. Looking for him. Already with the triple. Just needs one more click of that scope, and Tarek is hiding behind Tetris. ZywOo knows! He's back-to-back quad kills! Winning it for Vitality! You've never seen anything like it!
Despite losing the grand finals to Team Liquid, it felt as if Cologne was ZywOo's real rise to greatness. Naturally, it didn't take long for the community to start pitting him against the game's current king, Simple. The thing is, despite being neck and neck in terms of stats, ZywOo's playstyle was actually a lot different from Simple's. He was equally talented, to be sure, but he didn't flaunt the same kind of cocky, aggressive, and in-your-face play style.
Do you like being compared, or you are and you, and don't compare ZywOo and Simple?
I don't really care about that.
Je sais pas comment dire, mais
yeah, don't.
J'aime pas, genre, m'en fous.
I don't like it, I don't care, because I'm ZywOo and I'm Simple, so I'm doing my things with my team and that's it.
Unlike Simple, ZywOo didn't habitually defy the physics of Counter-Strike. Why? Because he didn't have to. He has this uncanny ability to make consummate professionals look like Gold Nova scrubs.
Alex brought down to 20 HP, and ZywOo is going to have a fighting retreat, but he's even worried about the flank. He knows that Astralis has been working this map so well. There's one shot. Vegas not going to be able to punish him. Good follow-up from ZywOo, but they're still searching, and he's got another. That's 3 kills on the run. He can go for this. He can go for this so much. I don't think he's going to win it. Oh, Astralis overextend, and ZywOo has pulled something out of nowhere. Way too early to commit that many resources, that many players to the hunt.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. Especially the way that he finishes it.
Yeah, like, a little one tap.
Now you might be thinking, what exactly makes him so good? It's pretty straightforward, actually. If you appeared on his screen, you died. That's it. He always killed you. It was as if he knew where you were before you did, as if his brain had wall hacks.
I was one of the first guys thinking that he was cheating, like because I used to play him back in the lower tier of our scene. And it's not until you actually play with him and speak to him that you understand that the guy just doesn't see things the same way as we do. I could like imagine in his brain it's just like the Matrix, so you got numbers coming down like, okay, he was here at one point, so he could be here, 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 and then he just checks those 3 angles and he's in one of them and he kills them. That's how it feels like.
From Cologne on, Vitality solidified themselves as true top-tier contenders. With ZywOo becoming more unbelievable by the day, he carried his team to top 4 finishes at IEM Chicago, DreamHack Malmo, and IEM Beijing before closing the deal at EPICENTER.
Different roles that can be played with it. Certainly Smokes, that comes to mind. Good flash into the apartment. ZywOo does get one back. MP9, he's got to be so careful because the AKs are wrapping, but he was aware of it, and Marek didn't look in the right direction. That gives him a headshot, an AK to play with should he elect to go for it, but he's just going to farm cash at this point in time, which is great for the Opper. Pistol even works at that range. ZywOo's on for a great start.
Holding from a long, should have a pretty good chance, but he gets caught with awkward timing. Now he's trapped in the corner, might need assistance, but the flash is good. ZywOo keeps on going, makes it a 3rd on the round. Easy shutdown from ZywOo.
10-0, and we're on round number 4.
And ZywOo's got to clutch this 1 versus 3 on the side with the Creek.
Rattling off some shots to the player in mini pit. He gets the quick kill. 2 more players against him, and ZywOo keeps on going into the 1v1. S-Attack's been good so far in this game, but ZywOo goes back to the AWP, rounding the corner, going for the fight, and ZywOo is showing up here on Inferno. He may have been quiet on Vertigo, but this man's not going to be quiet in back-to-back maps.
Only Woxic has a defuse kit. There's just no way. Surely there's no way. Just down to Woxic now. He's the only man standing. Vitality have done it. They've broken the streak and they've taken Moscow and the EPICENTER Championship 2019.
Having secured his first Premier Tournament victory and sitting literally 0.01 higher than Simple in terms of rating on LAN, the community speculated that the French phenom was a shoo-in for the top spot on HLTV's Fame Top 20.
I hope I will be top 1, but if I'm not, it's good, but it's good.
He was.
I think ZywOo was a little bit better than Simple in this year. I think both teams didn't win as much as Astralis, for example, as Liquid, so it's quite hard to really take in account the trophies they lift. So only talking about individual performance, I think both are pretty close, but I would still go with ZywOo this year. I think he did a little bit better.
But it remains to be seen whether ZywOo has what it takes to take the mantle away from Simple. Simple's been on top for nearly twice as long, with arguably less help.
You don't actually think ZywOo's better than you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, individual, no.
Yeah, okay.
100% no.
It also remains to be seen whether Vitality will be able to succeed as a team. CSGO is more competitive now than it's ever been, and if ZywOo is to spearhead his region's long-awaited return to form, he'll need to do more than perform individually. Still, there's no denying the French fraggers' incomprehensible explosiveness. If anyone has what it takes to dethrone arguably the greatest player of all time and rescue French CS from the doldrums, it is ZywOo. Now whether he does or not, well, we'll just have to wait and see. But man, is he off to a great start.
and he's got support all around him. That op in the hands of Hunter is good for 2, and it is Vitality falling, being unraveled at the seams, so it seems, until ZywOo will be attempting this clutch. 1v2 and an excellent Deagle headshot. It's just Hunter up. The spam shots are there, but still both players stand, and it's around the corner that ZywOo will take it.
Oh, man. Future best player in the world if he isn't already. And yeah, he's just a monster, so that's pretty much it.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring that notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit up our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages.